Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are doing great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I have created bunch of playlists to cover various categories of problems such as breadth first search, depth first search, trees, graphs, binary search, dynamic programming and so on. Don't forget to check them out. I have uploaded the code for this problem to GitHub repository. You can get the link from description below this video. Let's jump into today's problem. The problem is reducing dishes. A chef has collected data on the satisfaction level of n dishes. Chef can cook any dish in 1 unit of time. Like time coefficient of a dish is defined as the time taken to cook that dish including previous dishes multiplied by its satisfaction level, that is time of I into satisfaction of I. Return the maximum sum of like time coefficient that the chef can obtain after dishes preparation. Dishes can be prepared in any order and chef can discard some dishes to get this maximum value, right? So basically there is a chef and he is trying to calculate the satisfaction value by using the time taken for it and the satisfaction. So we are given with the input as satisfaction array, right? So if you look at the example 1, right, we are given with an array. So we need to find the maximum sum of the like time coefficient, right? So that is the satisfaction, like time coefficient, the maximum sum that you can get by preparing the dishes given in the satisfaction array, right? So this is the satisfaction index that we get, right? Satisfaction level of the dish. So -1 is the satisfaction level of the dish, -8, 0, 5, -9. So typically what you can say is if the numbers are negative, the satisfaction is lower, and if the numbers are positive, the satisfaction is higher, right? So that's what it is. And we also have the information like each dish takes 1 unit of time, but the satisfaction level will be multiplied by not just the 1 unit, but it includes the time taken for the previous dishes as well, right? So that's what it said. So time taken to cook that dish including the previous dishes. So that is what we are multiplying by the satisfaction level. So time of I, right? So let's try to understand that with an example, right? So for example, this one, let's take this first example, right? And so here, so the first dish, it will take 1 minute, 1 unit. So second dish, it also takes 1 unit, but to finish that, what we are saying is it should include the previous dishes time also. So that's why we will say 3. So likewise, what we are going to say is this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5, likewise, okay? So if you want to prepare this dish, it will take 5 units of time. If you want to prepare this dish, it will take 4 units of time. And one more thing that we are given is dishes can be discarded, right? So that is the important information. So dishes can be discarded. And another important information that is given in the description is they can be prepared in any order. So those are much more important, right? So you can prepare the dishes in any order. So you are given with this order of satisfaction. It doesn't matter the chef has to prepare in that particular order. He can prepare in any order. So that's one thing. And some dishes he can discard. That means he doesn't need to really serve, but it will be counted towards the preparation time though. It will be counted for the preparation time. So you need to calculate such that like time coefficient is maximum. That's what it is, right? Return the maximum like time coefficient that chef can obtain after the dish's preparation, right? So that's how it is. So for this particular problem, we will be approaching with a dynamic programming technique, okay? So first of all, these dishes can be prepared in any order, right? So we are free to change the order of this satisfaction array also, right? So that since we have that luxury, what we are going to do is we will be sorting this particular array. Okay, sorting this particular array. So that is our first step before starting anything. So once we sort, we are going to look for first non-negative integer. Okay, so we are given with an integer array, right? So if you sort it, we look for first non-negative integer. So if you don't have, for example, any positive integers or non-negative integers, let's put it that way. In that case, the maximum lifetime coefficient will be 0, right? So you won't be able to get any better than that, right? So it will be 0. That is the maximum you can get, right? So that's what we need to keep in mind. So we sorted and we tried to first find the first non-negative element, and we start the lifetime coefficient for that first non-negative element, and from then on we try to get the lifetime coefficient for all other elements. So first step is sort, second step is see if there is a non-negative element. From that element onwards, from left to right if you look, so once you find the non-negative element, go to the right and keep on calculating the lifetime coefficient with this formula. So the formula is time of I into satisfaction of I, and since we care about the sum, right? So keep the cumulative sum, right? So now, since we are allowed, or the chef is allowed to discard some dishes, then we can consider some dishes with negative satisfaction also, to see if it improves the overall, because we care about the maximum sum, right? If it improves the overall sum, right? So that is what we need to check for. So what we are essentially going to do is, let me move this way, right? Let me move this way, 1 second. Yeah, now, so we are going to sort first and then try to find the first non-negative element. From then calculate the cumulative sum of the lifetime coefficient. But we don't return right then and there, because we are allowed to discard the prepared dishes as well. So what if I discard the prepared dish and get the total lifetime coefficient more than the existing, right? So for that purpose, what we are going to do is, we are going to consider the negative numbers also, right? So I am calling whatever the number that we got the satisfaction as max satisfaction, right? The cumulative sum for all the non-negative numbers, I am calling it as max satisfaction, and we will try adding the satisfaction of the negative numbers and see if we get a bigger number. So I am going to call this by adding the first negative number, second negative number, third negative number, and so on, right? So each negative number I will add and see if I get a better satisfaction. So I am calling that as current satisfaction. If the current satisfaction is greater than the max satisfaction, right, then we will be replacing whatever the max satisfaction that is there, and we continue with all the negative numbers with this logic. So we try to take the negative number and see the lifetime coefficient and get the cumulative sum, see if it is greater than max satisfaction. If so, replace the max satisfaction. Like that we will be continuing, right? So while adding the negative numbers, we are going to calculate the lifetime coefficient. So while doing this, right, we need something called cumulative sum so far. So cumulative sum so far is something like, so if you have let's say I have array, right? So this cumulative sum is -1 here. So the cumulative sum will be -9, right? So by second element if you add, right? So basically you are trying to add the elements. -9 plus 5 is -4, right? -4 minus 9 minus 13. So if you see, this is the cumulative sum. This is what the sum I am talking about. Okay. So cumulative sum at the first index is minus 1, second index is minus 9, sorry, this is not actually minus 0, this is also minus 9, okay, minus 9, minus 4, minus 13. So the cumulative sum at this index is minus 13. So basically you add current index and all the previous indices, right, whatever the elements are there. So that is what the cumulative sum. So we need the cumulative sum also. So this is the idea, okay. So let's try to understand with an example. So now this is the example. So this is the satisfaction array, right, satisfaction array, right. So now first step is sorting. What we do sorting? So it will be sorted in ascending order, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 3, 5, right. So once we sort, our goal is to first find the first non-negative number. What is the first non-negative number? This is this one, right. So now we are going to start with that number to start calculating the like time coefficient. So I have the units of time written down. So for 0 I take 1 unit of time, for this I take plus 1, so it will be 2, for this 5 plus 1 it will be 3, so 3 units of time, right. So it is not just 3 units of time, but it includes previous 2 also, right, because we already know each dish takes just 1 unit of time, but the cumulative thing is the what we need. So now the like time coefficient formula is time of I into satisfaction of I. So this is our time of I, right. So basically this is time, okay, this is time. So now just apply this formula, time of I into satisfaction of I. So 0 into 1, so 0 into 1 plus 3 into 2 plus 5 into 3. So the answer is 21, right. 0 into 1 is 0, plus 3 into 2 is 6, plus 15, 21. So we got max satisfaction as 21, right. And what is the cumulative sum? Just for only these 3, right. The cumulative sum will be, so 0, 3, 8, right. The cumulative sum will be 8. So that's what I got, right. Next, we are going to take this off. This is just for the understanding. So cumulative sum is 8. That's what we got. And what we said is, next thing is we are going to consider the negative elements also, right. So what are we going to do by doing the negative satisfaction things? Because the chef can discard, right. So that's what, dishes can be prepared and discarded as well, right. So that is what we are going to do. So now we just move 1 left. That means, so previously we were considering only these 3. Now let's consider these 4 now. So that is what I am doing. So my time array will be 4 now. Okay, my time array will be 4, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I will be multiplying 1 with minus 1, 2 with 0, 3 with 3, 4 with 5. So if I do that, so same thing, 1 with minus 1, 2 with 0, 3 with 3, 4 with 5, it will be 28. So 28, I am calling this as current satisfaction. Is it greater than the max satisfaction? What is the max satisfaction? This is one, right? 21. Yes, it is. 28 is greater than 21. So replace the max satisfaction. Now max satisfaction will become 28, right? And then we move a little bit left again. So we consider these 4. Now we will consider 5 of them. So that's why I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now multiply these 2 to get the like time coefficient. What we got? 33. So 33 is greater than max satisfaction. So replace it, 33. Now we will consider all of them. We consider 5, right? Now there are only 6 elements, we consider all 6. So do the current satisfaction, multiply, it is 35. 35 is greater than 33. So put 33 into max satisfaction, which is the answer that we are going to return, right? So this is what we are going to use as the idea. So if you closely observe, right, we have been calculating the like time coefficient. So we started with 3 and these 3 are included in here, the 3 times, right? So if the array length is like 100, right? So these three will be calculated almost 97 times, right? So which is what we will have to avoid by using the dynamic programming technique. So if we use in this way, right, we will be ending up with order of n square algorithm, right? But we will have to reduce that, right? So let's see how we are going to reduce by using the dynamic programming technique. So since we are keeping on calculating like time coefficient multiple times, we can employ the technique of cumulative sum. That's what we discussed, right? Cumulative sum is the sum so far that we have calculated or used the numbers basically. So we will employ the cumulative sum and see what we are going to do, right? So we will, just like we went through these three steps, we are going to do the similar example. I'm going to consider the same example and we will go through that by using the cumulative sum. So in that case, we are not going to calculate this many multiplications or whatsoever, right? So let's go down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So for the first thing, we don't have a choice, right? This we must need to calculate, okay? The second thing, that means second time onwards. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? From this onwards, 1 star minus 1, 2 star 0, 3 star 3, 4 star 5, right? So that's what it is. We got actually 28, right? This one, not 25. Okay. So we got the cumulative sum before that as 8, right? So now let's try to calculate the current satisfaction. The current satisfaction, what we are saying is, when we are at this location, at this point in time, we used to calculate like this. Now for the same thing, let's see what we are going to do. New element. So what is the new element? So old elements are until 0, 3, 5. So new element is minus 1 plus max satisfaction, whatever we got max satisfaction, right? Previously, this one max satisfaction, right? Previous satisfaction. This max satisfaction was after this. So max satisfaction plus cumulative sum. So that's what it is. So new element is what? Minus 1, put minus 1. Max satisfaction is what? It's 21 for that step, 21. Cumulative sum, what is that? 8. So if you add all of them, the answer is 28, right? So now 28 is greater than max sat, right? This is the current sat, max sat. Update 21 by 28, right? And also now previously the cumulative sum was 0 plus 3 plus 5. Now we are adding minus 1 also to it. So now the cumulative sum will be 7, right? 8 minus 1, it will be 7. Update the max sat, right? It was 21, now it is 28, update it. So moving on. So this is the 4 dishes case. Now we are going to look at 5 dishes case. So we used to do like this. We don't do this anymore, right? Because we are using the pre-computed values. So we are using the already computed values and trying to come up with a new value, right? So what is the new element? It is the same logic. New element plus max sat plus cumulative sum. New element is what? Minus 2, right? And max satisfaction is what? Is 28. Cumulative sum is what? 7. If you add all of them, it is 33, right? Which is what we calculated. So likewise, we will be using the dynamic programming technique to come up with lesser time complexity, right? Let's go ahead and try to look at the code, and we'll come back with the time and space complexity, right? Time and space. We'll come back to this later. So let's go ahead and jump into the code. So now we are passed with the satisfaction array. So it is n is equal to satisfaction dot length. First we are going to do sort, arrays dot sort satisfaction. I am initializing the multiplication factor with 1 and initializing the max satisfaction with 0. initializing the 0 or positive index with -1, initializing the boolean with 0 or positive index found to false initially. So this is what we are going to see first, positive index, right? Basically non-negative. So current sum I am initializing to 0, that is cumulative sum. So starting from 0 to n, so I already sorted the array, I am going through 0 to n. So I check for non negative number here, right? So if 0 or positive number is point, then I am going to initialize with that particular index. So if it is found, that means the I minus 1 is the last index, right, which is not 0 or not positive. So we found that. If satisfaction of I is less than 0, we are not including anything. So to calculate in this for loop, we are only caring about the positive numbers only. So positive numbers, we are using the satisfaction into multiplication factor. Multiplication factor will be starting with 1, 2, 3, 4. This multiplication factor is nothing but the time used for cooking the dishes. Remember, the time used for dishes, any dish is 1 unit only, but we have to consider all the previous dishes time also while doing the like time coefficient calculation as per the description. So that's what we are doing here, right? And cumulative sum, anyway, we just add all the things whatever we care about. Once we are out of this, right, we enter this while loop, right? This while loop we enter, we see if there is a non-negative, if there is a negative number, right? If there is no negative number, we don't care. Whatever the max at is there, we just return. But if there are negative numbers, we will try to add, just like in our example, right? So even though there are negative numbers, we tried adding and still we are managing higher satisfaction rate, right? So that's what it is. So we are going to do this while loop for the negative numbers, right? So now what we are doing, three things, right? Current number, that is a new number, plus max satisfaction plus cumulative sum. This is what we are doing, right? Which I am calling as current satisfaction, right? If you go back to my explanation, right? New element plus max sat plus cumulative sum, right? Come down, right? So if it is greater than max sat, we are replacing. Otherwise, we don't replace. Then cumulative sum, we are just adding the current element. We go on with this while loop until we reach to 0th index. So that's what it is. And finally, we return the max satisfaction, whatever it is, right? So this is how our code is following exactly the idea that we have discussed, right? So let's go back and try to look at the time complexity first, right? So how much time we need here, right? So arrays.sort. So normally, let's say n is the length of the satisfaction array, right? So any sort, we would say it will be taking order of n log n, right? So time will be order of n log n for the sort, right? So we are taking n log n plus, right? And through this for loop, we are going 0 to n, right? We are going 0 to n. We're not doing anything, right? So that means one for loop which will take order of n time. Order of n time. Come down again. So there is another while loop. We will be going, this is backwards, right? So just like in our example, we went backwards, right? We started here, we went backwards, right? In the Saturday, we went backwards. So that is also, we are going here in the backward direction. So if only there is only one positive integer and rest of them are negative, right? We will be going all the way to the final index and starting from there and coming back until 0. That means in the worst case, this while loop also will be executed n times, right? So this will be plus n, order of n. So what is the total time complexity? Order of n log n plus order of 2n. So that is order of 2n plus log n. So in general, n log n is bigger than n, right? N log n is bigger than n. So that's the reason why we will say the total complexity for this algorithm is order of n log n, right? Let's look at the space. Are we using any space, extra space? We are using this one and some variables, right? So, but irrespective of the length of the satisfaction array, we are using like 5-6 variables here, right? So, what we are going to say is these 5-6 variables are used, that's it, right? That means it is a constant space. We will be denoting with order of 1. So, this is a constant space order of n log n time algorithm, right? This is a constant space and order of n log n time algorithm. So, if you have any questions, please post them in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I have posted this code to the GitHub repository. You will have 2 languages. So basically I have uploaded the C# and Java as well. So you will find 2 languages, 2 different files. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe and also share among your friends. Also the code for the link for the GitHub repository can be found in the description section below this video. Continuing, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and share among your friends. Also, please click on the bell icon so that you will be notified about my future videos. Thank you for watching. I will be back with another problem very soon. Till then, stay safe. Goodbye.